والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى من والاه أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما. After praising Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending salutations and blessings upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I would like to welcome all of you in our new series of Pride Through Perfection. The reason to choose this topic is that many brothers and sisters, in one hand, where they are coming into the fold of Islam by discovering the teachings of their Lord Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the teachings of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is attracting hundreds of thousands of people around the globe. So people are embracing Islam and they are coming closer to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Same time, on the other hand, there are many Muslims by default. Those Islam came to them in their inheritance from their forefathers. Their parents gave them the name of Muslims. They had the doubts because of their ignorance and because of their carelessness about their own religion. So they sometimes raise these questions and think that maybe it is some of the rituals or the practices which every person has in his culture. So this is also one of those things. And you remember very well, one of the person in the masjid, he asked me, and he is in his 70s. He asked me while he reading the Quran, he said, do you think the teachings of Quran are relevant to us today in this modern age? And I was shocked. I asked him, what made you think about this? He said, no, in Arabia, olden days, when there was nothing, people did not have the knowledge, no advancement. This Quran revealed at that time, so do you think it will fit today? And I was shocked that that man, he is a grandfather. He is coming to the masjid, he is praying with us. He sits and he reads the Quran. And if he has this sort of thoughts, so what about his children and grandchildren who don't come to the masjid? And mainly those who live in this country where the masajids are few or far from the residence of many people. So I was thinking, subhanallah, how to convince this brother. Because the fundamental problem is he did not understand the Quran and he do not understand what is the meaning of believing in the Quran. What is the meaning of Islam? It is not man-made rules and regulations or laws which can be implemented for a time of period and then it will be outdated. No, it is from your Creator. So you have to understand that. So that was missing over there. And same time we have many brothers who embrace Islam, who gives us the stories about how the Islam attracts them, what they found in Islam. And whenever you listen to one person's story, his story is completely different to another person. He has one reason and another person has another reason. and they feel proud of what they have discovered. They don't feel ashamed to practice the religion. They don't feel ashamed to practice the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. They don't feel ashamed to say proudly, I'm a Muslim. But many Muslims, on the other hand, they try to hide their identity at workplace. SubhanAllah. One of the brothers was telling that on the Eid al-Fitr, he took to his boss gift. And then gift was, the sweet we made with milk and sivaya, we call it. So normally this is our Eid Shir Khurma, okay? So he took it because everybody made that sort of sweet on the day of Eid as a gift to his boss. So his boss was really, really happy. Really happy. And he said, look, I am here and Muslims are working with me for a very, very long time. And you are the first person who truly brought something to me without feeling ashamed of what you do on this Eid day, and you brought your sweet. I'm really happy. Every other Eid, many people bring the bottle of wine to me as a gift or something else. Why we did like that? Why that person chose the bottle of wine to give as a gift? Not saying it's gift can be given or not, don't go in that one. But why he chose? Which fundamental Islam does not allow. Because he does not have that comfort with his own religion and teachings. Mostly he might be the by default Muslim who never had chance to read the Quran with understanding. He may have never get chance to read the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and see the disease which we are living in and the solution in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. So this was a little background of why we chose this one, that every single individual should feel pride through perfection. Why through perfection? What is the reason behind this perfection? Because our religion is perfect. If it is man-made thing, there is high chances of faults, errors. But it has been given to us by our Creator, our Lord, who is perfect. His religion is perfect. The teachings are perfect. The Quran is the perfect. Our faith is the perfect. Yes, this is different matter that how much we practice, how much we have the faith, we might differ. Our level of faith might go up and down, but the religion is perfect. So we have to understand it. And when we have this logical approach to our religion, to understand it, so at that time we will feel proud. When we come to the prayer, if we are praying, we don't feel it as a duty on us, imposed by Almighty Allah. No, we'll think this is the right of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Least thing to be thankful to Him, I would do this. So I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah grant us sincerity in our sitting over here, in our teaching and learning over here. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this from us and make us a real Muslim. The Muslim who feel proud of their identity. Muslims who feel proud of their faith. Muslims who feel proud of the Prophet and the practices given by the Prophet. So based on that one different aspect of the religion we have taken, and we have made this series of 8 lectures. So the first one is today the perfect Islam, and then the perfect Ummah. The Ummah which has been made by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The perfect Quran, the revelation given by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The perfect messenger, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The perfect Sharia, our laws given by Almighty Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then perfection in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And again, the 7th one, perfection through easiness in practices. This is another beauty of Islam. Inshallah, we'll discuss at that time. And last one is the perfect religion of tolerance. How Islam teaches tolerance with others. So this 8 series, 8 lectures will be there, inshallah. And mainly, there is a book. That book is written by Sheikh Muhammad Saleh, Sheikh Saleh, who comes from Saudi Arabia, who just went last week. He wrote a book, Al-Wasatiyah fil Islam, the middle path of Islam. So the idea came from that one. May Allah give him the best reward as well. So let's move forward, inshallah. The perfect Islam. As we know that the teachings of Islam and the religion of Islam, our success is based on it. In this dunya and akhirah. Our honor, our dignity, our respect. Everything is linked to Islam. And whenever people attach themselves to the teachings of Islam, the true teachings of Islam, in the light of the understanding of Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, as they practiced, they did it, without exaggerating or being careless, as a middle path, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant that nation izzah, honor. And it was not only at the time of the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, it was all the time. It is when many individuals together practice like this, so it becomes a society, and the whole society have the rahmah. If one individual, if he is practicing the religion, he has that rahmah in his heart. He feels that satisfaction. Everybody might be worried about the world, the things happening around the world, but he is really satisfied. He has no bother about anything, because he has linked himself truly to the teachings of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِنَّهُ لَذِكْرٌ لَكَ وَلِقَوْمِكَ. O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, indeed Islam, the revelation, it is an honor for you and for your people. It is a way of remembrance for you and for your people and those who follow you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam about Islam. That Islam is honor. شَرْفٌ لَكَ وَلِقَوْمِكَ. It is the sharf, it is the honor, it is the dignity, it is the thing which you can be proud of. And you will see, Sahaba understood this. When they understood this, they never felt shy to say, I am a Muslim. They never felt shy to say their faith and their belief and what they stand for. They stood before the kings with their clothes full of dust, dirty, and it has a lot of rips here and there to those clothes. The hair not tidy up because of the traveling. But when they enter into the kings and their gatherings, they never had a little bit of fear. Straight away they went inside and they came and they gave their speech. They said, we are here to bring the human being out of the obedience of the human being to the obedience of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Without any fear, they are speaking in front of the king. You know why it was that? Sharafun laka. It is your honor and dignity, you have to understand this. Islam is our honor and Islam is our dignity, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and other Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, they understood. And when it comes to Islam, the first thing comes first, which is our faith, our aqidah. It is a perfect aqidah. It is a perfect aqidah, and you can say for sure that this is the only aqidah which will save you on the day of judgment. For sure you can say that. There is a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that on the day of judgment a man will be brought. And that man, in his account, when they will check, he will have 99 books full of his sins and errors. All evil deeds, 99 books. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask that person, do you think that we have done something wrong, or those my angels who are writing about you, they did something wrong, that all these 99 books full of the evil deeds? The man said, no. These all are correct. Everything, whatever have they recorded, that's correct. I was like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will command and will say, check, is there anything else? Check, is there anything else? So they will bring a piece of paper. So the man will laugh and he will say, 99 books full of sins, full of errors, and one paper? What is it going to save me? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put these 99 books in one side of the balance, and that one paper in another side. With the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His mercy, that one paper will be heavier than those 99 books. You know what was in that one paper? As our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is your aqidah, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. It will be written there, la ilaha illallah. There is no deity to be worshipped except your Creator, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In His worship, in His names and attributes, when you are seeking the help from Him in every single aspect, only Him, there is la ilaha illallah. When you understand this la ilaha illallah and the meaning of la ilaha illallah, you will feel proud of yourself that you are successful in akhirah. You are the person of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With that one word, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And then look at your ibadats. In our religion, ibadat. We should be feeling proud of our ibadah. This is the only religion, despite of having so many differences and different groups and everything. How many times we perform the salat? Everybody 5 times they perform the salat. Is there anybody who will do that 6 times? Nobody does. Despite of having so many groups and sects, no, nobody does. Go to your aqidah. Does anybody have any issue with Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah? Everybody believe in Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everybody have the 5 pillars of Islam. Everybody pray 5 daily prayers. Everybody fast in the month of Ramadan. Everybody give the zakat as described by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everybody go to the Hajj once in a year, same time. They do the same rituals over there. There is the perfection of Islam. There is the teachings from your Lord. You should be feeling proud of it. You pray here, you pray anywhere, everybody will face towards Qibla. Yes, there are minor things where people differ. Those are the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, but those are not the point of creating the groups and the sects. We should be feeling the proud in our teachings given by our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And you know these all teachings which we have just described, the salat and the fasting and the zakat and the hajj and our aqidah, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, it is only you on the face of the earth who have this. And this is coming from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, you speak to any religious person, from any background, any religion, he would not be able to say that the practices he is doing, it is the same practices, the faith he has, it is the same faith as Adam alayhi salatu wasalam had the faith. No, he would not be able to say. Except you. Except those who follow Islam. Except the Muslims, they can claim and they can say, Adam alayhi salatu wasalam had the same aqidah as I have. Isa alayhi salatu wasalam had the same aqidah as I have. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the manner which I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is only you, this is your honor which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to you. There is nobody there. There is nobody there. And not only that you can claim this from your book, no, you can claim from any existing book on the face of the earth, the religious book. They go back and check their teachings of their previous prophets. It has the teaching of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Despite of so many alteration and changes in the religious books, nothing has been changed about that aqidah. It is same. You speak about Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Musa and Isa, all of them check their aqidah. Same aqidah as yours. That is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. They all worship to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They all fasted. They all gave the charity, and they also went to the Hajj as well. It is not the point to be feeling proud. You are the only one who can claim and prove. Dear brothers, let's move forward. And this ummah, the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we see a lot of ikhtilaf these days, a lot of dispute between the people. Muslims are killing Muslims around the world, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it hurts us and we feel pain inside our heart when this happens. But remember, there is nothing on the face of the earth can unite us except this deen, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Oh, beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was sent in Arab. And Arab was the people who are described as the most ignorant people exist on the face of the earth. Because they had hatred embedded in their heart. And it is not only I hate you only, no. If I hate you, I hate your whole family and your generation, and my generation will do the same with your generation. And the Prophet ﷺ came with the teachings of Islam, with this La ilaha illallah, with this oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did the Prophet ﷺ do? He united all of them. You know, when the Prophet ﷺ went to Medina, there was two tribes. One is Aus and another is Khazraj. They had between them dispute and a fight for so many generations. There was no possibility that they will be one. The Prophet ﷺ came and they made them. They do sulh between them. They solved the problem and they made him problems. You know why this happened? This happened only because of Islam. This happened only because of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, perfect religion which you have in your hand. Only that religion can do this. Nobody else. And then Ansar and Muhajirun. We all know about that. When the Muhajirun came from Makkah to Medina, the Prophet ﷺ made the brothers. What sort of brotherhood? The brotherhood more stronger than the relationship of blood. They had the Prophet ﷺ when he made this brotherhood. And we have heard this example so many times. But what was the base for that? That is the religion of Islam. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. A perfect religion. And then Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna hadhihi ummatukum ummatun wahida. Indeed, this ummah, your ummah, is one ummah. It is one ummah. And let's move forward. You know the slogans they had, the slogans of Jahiliyyah. They used to have the slogans. Slogan for their own tribes. The Prophet ﷺ removed all of them. All of them. Oh, and from this tribe, that... No, the Prophet ﷺ removed all of them. He bring all of them under one flag. That is the flag of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's why you will see Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Umar is from Quraysh. Quraysh is one of the most highly respected tribe in Makkah. And they were looking after Kaaba for years and years and years. And their lineage goes back to Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala from their tribe. So Umar radiallahu ta'ala says, he says, Abu Bakr Sayyiduna. This Abu Bakr is my Sayyid, my leader, my Imam. Who? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. And then he said, وَأَعْتَقَ سَيِّدِنَا. And he is the one who let free our Imam, Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Who was Bilal? Habashi, African slave. The slave who had no value in Makkah. People used to throw stones on him. People used to tie him with the leg of camel, and the camel used to push around the street of Makkah. And nobody was there to save him and secure him. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala buys him. So when he buys him out and he let him free, so Umar radiallahu ta'ala said, Abu Bakr Sayyiduna. Abu Bakr is my Sayyid. The same word Sayyid, he says, وَأَعْتَقَ سَيِّدِنَا. And he is the one who let free our Sayyid. Who is that, the second Sayyid? Bilal radiallahu ta'ala. Where is Bilal? And where is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala? Who brought them in both together in one saf, one row? There is Islam. There is Islam, where people could not stand before these high people from the high families. People could not stand before them. But Islam said, no, feet to feet, shoulder to shoulder. There is only religion which can bring us back. And that's why there are many hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which encourages us all the time. They encourages us to be united. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-mu'minu lil-mu'mini kal-bunyan. A mu'min, a believer to another believer is like a brick wall. يَشُدُّ بَعْضُهَا بَعْضًا. As one brick strengthens the other, similarly. A believer strengthens the other believer. And in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, in the love and the care and the passion, the example of the believer is like a body. One part of the body feels ill or pain or get hurt, entire body feels it. And the effect of that, you can see that the entire body have the temperature. So the Prophet ﷺ said, this is the example of the believers. If one part of the believers get hurt, entire society, full society feel the pain of it. This is many times, many people feel like this in humanity. But when they feel like this, it is in humanity. It is not as a religion. It is not as you get reward because you are following the command of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is another hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam which says, you will not be able to complete your faith until you love for your brother what you love for yourself. These all teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Are they not enough to feel proud of them? When somebody who have no basis, who might do something good and they feel proud on that work, what about these teachings, the fundamental teachings which can bring any person from any society, removing all sorts of racism and the differences and bring in one group? Is it not enough for us to feel proud on that now? And another thing, our religion, to be feel proud on it, it is the religion based on the fitrah. Based on the fitrah. The fitrah which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. If any human being who never heard about Islam, or the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he just looked at his nature, he will find the Creator Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And based on that one, our religious teachings are based on that one. That's why Islam is not biased religion, where you just have to worship Almighty Allah and don't do anything else. No, it's not like that. Neither it is a kind of society where nobody bothers about their Creator, just enjoy this life, work hard, party hard. No, it's not that either. It's balanced religion. Very, very balanced religion. So where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to eat nicely, wear nicely, and spend nicely, Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stops you from other things as well. As human nature, we love to fulfill the requirement of our body. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in one hand all the teachings. The teachings how to complete the desires of one's side by marriage. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us all these ahkamat of the marriage. It's not like you go and do whatever you like, no. As a human nature, he likes it, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. Same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَحَرَّمَ الْفَوَاحِشِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made haram lusty things, illegal sexual activities. So in one hand, He has given you the chance to enjoy your life. What your nature wants, do, complete it, fulfill it. But with correct way, which does not harm anybody. With the way which has a responsibility on it. That when you make the relationship with anybody, you have the financial responsibility on them. You have the responsibility to look after them, and so on and so forth. And then, it is a balanced religion between this world and akhirah. As Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, seek through it ad-dar al-akhirah. Your final house. Do something for akhirah. This is one side of the teachings. And another side, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. And don't forget your portion from this world either. The enjoyment of the world is for you. It's halal in Islam. In many religions, many people, when they embrace the other religions, what happened? They left the whole world and they just devoted themselves to the religion. But this is not the way. Islam is balanced religion. It tells you to do something good in dunya and akhirah, both. That's why the dua which has been taught us, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. And also our religion is based on logic. Based on logic. And always investigate and find out. There is a ayah in the Quran, many ayahs. This all ayahs tells us, what do they tell us? They tell us about the previous people, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ اتَّبِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكُمْ. Whenever it has been said to them that follow whatever revealed to you, so they said, no, we just follow what we have found our forefathers upon. We don't want to follow this revelation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if their forefathers did not know, still you will follow them blindly? SubhanAllah, what does it say? Every single Muslim, regardless of his background, he has to question this. What he is believing, is it correct or not? So he has to believe after the faith with logic. He could explain his faith with logic to others. So our whole religion is based on this logic. And there are many ayats in the Quran which encourage us to have this logic. And that's why Islam encouraged to have the education. In Surah Al-Fatir, ayats 27 and 28, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to us about the people who have the knowledge of rain, who have the knowledge of agriculture, who have the knowledge of mountains. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning after these all categories, He says, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. Those who have the knowledge, they fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala most. Subhanallah. The knowledge of the rain make you fearful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The knowledge of the mountain make you feel fear. So any field, whatever you are doing, if you are sincere in that one and you will see the qudra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there. And you will get more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why when Muslims came after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you see the graph of the entire history from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam till the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what happened? So if you see this graph of inventions, it is coming straight like this. From Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, straight like this. Little bit. The people who were there at the time, they were covering themselves maybe with the leaves and they were just eating this and that, and they started making the utensils with clay, and then they started having the fire, or they made the houses, and they started using the animals as a means of transportation. This is coming like this, and it comes to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when it comes to the Prophet ﷺ, the graph completely changed. From the time of the Prophet ﷺ, graph straight away like this up. It goes like this. Why? What was the point of the Prophet ﷺ? Why from there the entire history of this universe changes? You know why? Because Islam makes you logical. Islam encourages you to ask. Always ask. Don't just take it for granted. No. Ask the questions. Ask the questions. This is completely different topic, but is this not enough to be feeling proud of it? That this all happened from the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? That the history completely changed, and we know we just live very close to Morocco and Spain. Don't we know what Muslims have done over there? That was not the effect of our religion. Is it not? It is. It is. Why people never thought about going to the moon before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because there was a lock in their mind that they could not think about the moon or research about it, because they thought it is the Lord, it is the God. And they never wanted to investigate about God. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this all have been made for you to serve you. This moon and this all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people started investigating. That's why there were Muslims who first time in the history who just checked the length of this whole earth, radius of the earth. The Muslims who did it? First time. How was that possible? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala included that luck was broken. So everything they have to investigate. And they started like that. And this religion, our religion, is not forced religion. There is a free will. This is the only religion which has the free will. The free will, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La ikraha fi din. Qad tabayyana rushdu min al-ghayy. There is no compulsion in religion. There is no force in religion. The truth stands out. So when the truth is there, it's entirely your choice to accept it or reject it. If you accept it, okay, you can leave. If you reject it, okay, you can leave peacefully. There is no problem. There is no force. You will bear the consequences in hereafter. That's why in Muslims' history you always find that Islam allows the people of other religion to practice peacefully. It happened. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, people, the Christians came to the Prophet ﷺ and they worshipped their salat, their way of worship in the masjid of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And there are many more things. So, the religion is with the free will. There is no force in our religion. And this religion, the religion based on equality. Equality. There is no difference to each other. As our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hujjat al-Wada, he has said very clearly. There is no superiority to Arab over non-Arab. There is no superiority to white over the black. Kullukum min Adam. All of you from Adam, and Adam is from the clay, mud. This is the teaching of your religion. There is no racism. Everybody is same in the sight of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, in the previous time, and even these days we can see in many societies it happens, that when the person is rich or from the higher family, they have a different standard for him. And when he is from poor background or who don't have the strong family behind him, there is another ruling for him. That is common in many places. And every ordinary human being can feel this. So this was the practice at the time of Arab as well, before the Prophet ﷺ. So there was a lady, she was stealing and she was stealing again and again. So the judge has given him the judgment that the punishment has to be applied on her. But she was from very high family. So one of the Sahabi came to the Prophet ﷺ recommending, O Prophet of Allah, she is from very high family. If she got that punishment, the family will be ashamed. So Prophet of Allah, think about it. The Prophet ﷺ got really angry. He said, you came and you are recommending her in the hudud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are telling me to compromise the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Never. It is not going to happen ever. وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ. By Allah in whose hand is my soul. If my daughter Fatima bint Rasulillah, if the Fatima, the daughter of the Messenger of Allah, if she steals, لَقَطَعْتُ يَدَهَا, I would have commanded her hands to be chopped off. The punishment should be applied on her, even if she was the Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the equality in the religion. Everybody is same. There was a Sahabi, Amr ibn al-As radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He was the governor of Egypt at the time of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So what happened? His son and one Qibti, the local man, okay, from a low tribe, they had horse race. So in this horse race, the local, he won over the son of Amr ibn al-As. So he took his stick and he hit him very hard. The son of Amr ibn al-As radiallahu ta'ala. And he said, how dare you, you are the son of Qibti, you are the poor man, you win the race. And he hit him. So the man felt very badly. He felt very, very badly. He came to Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he and his father. They both traveled from Egypt to Medina and they complained. So Umar radiallahu ta'ala wrote to Amr ibn al-As, come to Medina with your son. Come to Medina with your son. When they came, they asked, is this the son? He said, yes, this is the one who did it. Umar radiallahu ta'ala got really happy and he gave his hunter to that man and he said, hit him back. He hit him back, hit him until he got satisfied. When he got satisfied, then Umar radiallahu ta'ala said, if this child has beat Amr bin As radiallahu ta'ala, the Sahabi, I would not have stopped him. Because what made him think about that he is lower and upper, it is nothing but the governorship of Amr bin As radiallahu ta'ala. And then he said the very famous word in the history. He said that matasta'battum, when you have started making slave while their mothers has given them the word ahrara, free. When they were born, they were free. How come you make them the slave? You are not allowed to do that. The famous sentence of Umar radiallahu ta'ala against Amr bin As radiallahu ta'ala. In some of the narration, the man Umar radiallahu ta'ala said that I love to hit on the head of Amr bin As radiallahu ta'ala, only because of him, his position. His son felt that I am the son of the governor, so I am above the law for that. But no, equality, everybody is same. Even in the court, when you go to the court, it is same. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. When you judge between the people, judge with justice. I'll just share with you this very famous story. Few people know, but it happened, a unique thing in the history of Islam. Samarkand. Samarkand is the name of a city, and that city is in Russia these days, near Russia. Samarkand, remember this. At the time of Umar bin Abdul Aziz, the fifth Khalifa, Umar bin Abdul Aziz, there was a man, and his name was Qutayba bin Muslim al-Bahili, and he was the commander-in-chief at that time. So he was spreading Islam here and there and establishing the peace. So they went to Samarkand and he got victory over the people of the Samarkand and he established all the Khilafah of Islam over there. So people of Samarkand, they came to know that, oh, the way Qutayba bin Muslim al-Bahili, he took over us, it was wrong. Because in Islam, first you come, you call them towards Islam and say, okay, you just embrace Islam and you don't do anything harming to anybody, you'll be safe. If no, then you will be given the choice, okay, if you want to stay like this, you can stay like this, but you need to give us jizya, the tax. So we'll look after you, we'll look after your like medication and so on and so forth. If not, okay, then you have the 3 days chance, think about, otherwise come to the fight. Come to the fight, okay? So this is 3 steps. He didn't give these 3 steps. And he straight away came and he attacked them. And he won. So they came and then they choose one of the person who speaks Arabic among them. And they wrote a letter that Samarkand is now Muslims country. It has been taken by this Qutayba bin Muslim, but it has been taken unlawfully Islamically. So Islamically unlawfully it has been taken. So we asked Amir al-Mu'minin to return our city back to us. So this man went, and when he is going to Umar bin Abdul Aziz, so when he went there, he was really afraid, and he was thinking, where should I ask who is the leader of the Muslims? So he saw a big, huge building. Many people are going inside and coming. So he thought, this must be his palace, so I should go inside. And he went inside, and he saw people are praying there, and people are putting their heads. So he thought, oh, Muslims do this to their king. And he asked somebody, where is the Muslims king? So they said, Muslims king? We don't have the king, we have Amir al-Mu'minin. So he said, oh, where is the Amir al-Mu'minin? I can't see him. They said, no, you can't see him here. This is the mosque. We are praying here. This is not his house. This is the place of worship. He said, oh, okay. So, where I can find him? So they said, just go straight this road. The end, last house is his house, made of mud. He went and he checked that there is a man sitting, and he is making bricks out of the clay. And then he's passing to his wife, and she is fixing something at home. He looked and he came back to the same person and said, hey, excuse me, listen, I asked for the Amir al-Mu'minin, but you sent me to the bricklayer. So I didn't want to go to him, I want Amir al-Mu'minin. He said, no, that is the Amir al-Mu'minin. That is the Amir al-Mu'minin. He went back again. And when he went back, so he said, Assalamu alaikum. So Amir al-Mu'minin washed his hand, he came and said, okay, what is the problem, who are you? So he said, I came from Samarkand. He said, okay, what is your issue? So he gave the letter from his behalf of his community. He read the letter. Straight away he took the letter and he turned the letter and he said, appoint a judge, whoever is just there, and give him this, whatever the Sharia says in this matter, do it. Amir al-Mu'minin. This man looked and he said, Subhanallah, I came with a huge matter that Muslims have to return back the whole city of Samarkand. Now 2 lines he wrote, just look at the Chief Justice letter and this one, and then whatever Sharia says. He said, okay. This, by the way, when he was staying with Amir al-Mu'minin, that man embraced Islam. And then he went back. He went to Samarkand. So he said to the people said, you went this far and they give this much? And the same letter, not even the new copy, nothing, same letter, on the back of the letter, just he wrote 2 lines. Said, okay, let's see what will happen. They give this to Chief Justice. He read and he fixed the time. On that day, all Muslims gathered, and these all Samarkandis gathered. They were the people worship fire. So they all gathered. When they gather, judgment starts, court starts. So Muslims ask, okay, what is your issue, people of Samarkand? Who is your representative? Come on. And he said, okay, this happened, that happened, and Muslims came and they just took over without giving us Islamically, those 3 options they didn't give us, and they just came and fight with us. So we want our city back. Okay. So what is your issue from the Muslim side? So the Muslims representative, he stood, he said, yes, we did like this because al-harbu khuda'ah. We did it because the Prophet ﷺ said, war is a cheating. You can cheat in the war. During the war you can cheat. So we cheated him. And then said, is there anything else? Yes. Because the Samarkand is the place where people can hide very easily. Naturally, it has been made in a manner of mountains and things, people can hide easily. So if we have given these all options to them, they would have run away and they hide. And we don't have like anybody to fight, and we'll waste time. So that's why we attack. He said, is there anything else? No. He said, okay, the judgment now. He said, because Muslims did not apply the teachings of Islam, teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, they did not give them the three options which has been prescribed by the Prophet ﷺ, all Muslims are commanded to leave Samarkand immediately. Whole people of Samarkand. Muslims stood there for months. They established their houses, they established their businesses, they left every single thing and they went out. When they were going out, the people of Samarkand who have been looking the justice of Islam and the Muslims, they came out and they hold the legs of the Muslim and they begged and they said, look, we have seen the oppression of our own people and the justice of Islam as well. Please don't waste it. And then once again Samarkand became the country of Muslims. Justice. When you judge, judge with justice. No, don't be biased. Even it goes against your own self and your own family members. Stand for the justice. Stand for the truth, whatever is the truth. Our history is full of the stories like this. Is it not enough for us to be proud of it? Let's move forward. And our religion is not only the religion of a particular country or a particular place. No. This is the universal religion. This is the universal religion. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ إِنِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ إِلَيْكُمْ جَمِيعًا. Tell to the people, O Prophet of Allah, and the Messenger, to all of you, to all the people. This is the universality of Islam. Anybody can be a Muslim. And in many religions, for very, very long time, many religions were just tribal based. Only these people can be whatever the follower of that religion. Not everybody can be the religion. And still there are many religions who exist on earth who are based on a particular tribe. If you are not from that, you cannot come in that religion. And at the time of the Prophet ﷺ as well, there were many religions among Romans and Persians and others. They had this faith that only that tribe is the tribe of the religion, the others are not. So the lords and the God belong to them, not to others. So that's why they used to treat others as slaves. But Islam does not allow it. It is for every single one. Dear brothers, just to conclude, we have touched many different aspects of our religion. Perfect religion, from any aspect you take. Perfect religion. What we need to do, we need to learn more. We need to tell others about it, and we should feel proud of it. Until and unless we don't feel proud of our own religion, the situation will not change. When you feel proud of it, when you have the full confidence based on your knowledge, at that time you will be able to stand up. And you can tell the people that whatever the negative propaganda is going around the world about my religion is free from it. My religion does not allow to kill innocent human beings. My religion does not allow to oppress anybody. My religion does not do wrong to others. My religion is a universal religion where everybody can exist peacefully. This is what we have to do. I pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whatever was the haqq and the truth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us act upon it. And whatever was wrong, it was from me and shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the effect of it from our hearts. And if anybody have any questions, inshallah we'll take questions just for the clarification. And jazakumullahu khairah for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Anybody have anything for clarification, or everything was fine, inshallah? Jazakumullahu khaira. And just to let you know, inshallah, tomorrow between Maghrib and Isha, we are going to give updates about the property opposite to the masjid, which masjid is going to buy, inshallah. And also, we have Lifesavers Day, where you'll get the training of how to save the life of the person until the help comes. So, for example, somebody might fall and he's not breathing. So, what should you do at that time? And somebody might fall, but he's breathing. What should you do at that time? And also, if somebody chokes, subhanallah, I was reading the fatwas of Shaykh. People ask the questions. So one of the fatwa came from one person, and he was really angry with Islam. This is related to our topic as well, subhanallah. He was really angry with Islam. He said the Imam was leading the Salat al-Tarawih in Ramadan, and he fell unconscious. So when he fell unconscious, they put him on a side of the masjid, and somebody else started leading the prayer. And by the time they finished the Salat, the Imam died. So he said, is that the life important or the prayer important? Few of the people could take him to the hospital and he could have been saved. So he said, because of this teaching, I don't like Islam. SubhanAllah. First of all, is this the teachings of Islam? Islam is free from it. Islam is free. When the life and the death comes, every rule have the exception when it comes. SubhanAllah. It is not Islam who has killed, it is your ignorance which has killed that Imam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la. So imagine if I fall here, what will happen? Alhamdulillah, I have many doctors to look after me. But you can be that one. You can be saved somebody, inshallah. So please make sure you register. It is Saturday from 2 o'clock, inshallah. It's not very long training or very difficult training. It's very, very simple method. By doing that one, you can save somebody's life. And as a Muslim, this is ibadah, to save the life. You know the reward of saving the life? If somebody saves the life, his life has saved the life of entire humanity. This is the beauty of our religion, to be feeling proud on it. So we should learn how to save the lives, inshallah. So I recommend all of you to take time out. Yes, everybody is busy. Everybody have to do shopping, and that is the only day for some people who get it off to spend with the family. Imagine if something happened in the family at that time. What will we do? We'll wait until the ambulance comes, and if something, la qadar Allah, if something happens, we'll be in trouble. We'll regret. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this opportunity. So I ask all of you and those brothers and sisters who are watching online as well. So I thank them, and please make sure you register for that course, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. And the brother is taking the names at the back if anybody would like to join that one. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.